Welcome, Daniel Rios Romero. Thank you for being here with us today
Hola,
on the
amiga.
podcast.
Thanks for
And
having me.
yeah, it's an honor to have you, actually. For me, you've been one of my mentors. You really helped me a lot in the community, in the collective. And we will see each other again in London in 3 months doing
In three
Changa.
months,
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. Yes.
it'll be a great time. London's
Yeah.
awesome. That London Awaken is special. Everywhere we go, the vibe is different, and yeah,
Mhm.
London's just fun.
Yeah, Europe is different in
Yeah, yeah.
the US. But yeah, welcome. So today I wanted to talk a little bit more about well, your life, your path, your career that is really different and everything that you decided to, do and share, like being a facilitator in these ceremonies, working with plant medicine. You did so many different things and I want to dive deep with you into those kind of topics so we can, you know, inspire people and also, um, yeah, just demystify all of these powerful plants. Because there's so many judgments around those kind of plants, and I know that they can be really helpful in our healing journey. And yeah, so let's go. Let's do this.
Beautiful, amiga.
So, would you like to maybe share a little bit more about yourself and maybe some key moments in your life that led you to choose this path and this very specific and particular career of yours?
I truly believe all of my life. It's in a way it feels destined. Um, and that's part of my work now. It's the remembrance of the soul. Is what is the soul here to guide us in this 3D plane. And I always find it interesting when people is like, oh, my spiritual awakening begin in this date. It's like, no, that's when you realize like you're walking a spiritual like path, but you've been doing it your whole life. And um but yeah, and yeah, just in my life, I really, especially with the use of plant medicine, has really taught me to just recognize myself, recognize where I come from, and everything that has happened, all the challenges that became really beautiful gifts for me, um, are all just perfect. And um, there's a lot of evidence for that for me personally. So it really allows me to just like surrender to life's unfolding and let go.
Mhm.
And be able to really be in a space of freedom and allowance, and still have like a good sense in the 3D world, because oftentimes uh, we can get lost in that space. And the more common thing that we see people get lost in the 3D world with the money, with the material things, with um, all of that. And so, but yeah, that really has been my journey. Just remembering, allowing my soul to remember what it's really here to do. And so for me, it's been learning to recognize myself, learning to let go even more. And even when I think there's more letting go, no more letting go. There's more letting go to do. And yeah, it's been a beautiful path, and I'm very fortunate that it's really my own journey that I'm walking with you guys. Like it's like every time I take a group uh, to Colombia, it's a step towards my spiritual path, And so, yeah, when I go down there, you guys are beautiful mirrors to me, and it's super dope to watch people have remarkable experiences, like deep experiences, and just to witness that. So it's humbling. It's surreal.
Yeah.
There's parts that it's like, I feel like uh, yeah, I mean, I'm being so close to the medicine. It's really hard not to appreciate life because it's always keeping you humble, and
Mm,
with truth and integrity. So yeah, that's been the path, and it's just super cool that there's like I get to do it with like hundreds of people,
yeah.
and we have a lot of fun, and it's real. It's not it's the realest thing, and I only get to experience that because I'm experiencing really me, because
Mm,
it's the universe that I experience is through my lens only, and so,
yeah.
anyways, super cool. But yeah, that's a bit about me, I guess.
Thank you very much for sharing. And I would love to know a little bit more about, these retreats and how it all get, organized. And if you have maybe some examples to share, it's maybe you or maybe other people that did, those kind of retreats with plant medicine. I know you do sometimes with aya, sometimes it can be cannabis, sometimes it can be mushrooms. So maybe diving a little bit deeper into those kind of plans, and yeah, maybe just have some examples, to for people to just maybe just starting to understand like the real benefits of those kind of plans, and yeah, what is really, beneficial, and also how can we, really respect those kind of plans. It's really holy, and how can we use it in the right way? Because I also feel that there are like it's becoming mainstream, right? Nowadays, and
In ways, yeah.
how can we use it, like, I don't know if like the right way, but yeah, like really respecting the plants and using it like in a safe environment. So I think it's really important to choose the right group to go in these kind of retreats, because we go into, very vulnerable spaces inside of ourselves, and we really need this kind of, safe spaces to go even deeper inside of
Yeah.
ourselves.
For me, I like the plant medicine experience is so personal. I only like to reflect within my own experience, because there's like I think about the plant medicine space. I feel like I know like 5% of it, if I'm lucky, and like people come for me for guidance. It's such a ancient space that, yeah, like we're barely scratching the surface. I'm barely scratching the surface, and so, um, for me, what gave me a lot of success is I found plant medicine, when I was at the right frequency to work with plant medicine. Um, people say they have bad trips, and I think the medicine is like taking them to a space that they haven't been there for a while. Um, a lot of times people grow up with a lot of rigidity, a lot of restrictions of what life is, and all of a sudden they have a substance that starts melting the ego, and it's like what, like life means nothing, and now they have to like, when maybe they grew up religious and everything had a specific meaning, all of a sudden the mushrooms like having you have different thoughts. It can be very traumatic, and so. Um, for me, I was just at the right place at the right time, just as my soul has been taking me. And I just been fortunate young that's one of my superpowers is everybody has a beautiful heart. I just have a lot of access to mine, is what I've come to find out about me. And so that's always, the soul speaks from the heart. And so for me, be in the right place at the right time, with the right people around me, the right circumstances. I had my first psychedelic experience, led by a former partner of mine that completely shattered everything that I was and showed me visions of myself that I had never seen before. But at that moment, I was already like deep into personal development, deeper, like stepping into personal development. I had invested in myself for the first time. on something that was just for me, not because they told me I needed to invest in college or I needed to do this. It was like the first thing was like, this is for me.
Mhm.
And um and so that was extremely powerful, uh because my experience was so fruitful. 3 grams of mushrooms showed me things about myself that I didn't know. It showed me things that I created in my life from pain. Like, I
Mm.
used to own a gym, and I like the admiration of it. I played college football. I played football because I was under the stars, under the lights, excuse me. And so it was showing me all these things that I did from a place of pain, and it showed me things in my life. At that moment, it was very freeing. It taught me that everything means nothing. Taught me that I'm divine when I was like atheist before that. It taught
Mm.
me there was something deeper than the 3D world. Before I would believe that if you couldn't measure it, it couldn't exist. But yeah, and now looking at a lot of different theories of consciousness, learned that I was stepping into like the spiritual side of me at that time, and uh, I had the right mentors, like I said, that were giving me like the best support. One of them is Mike Bledsoe, who he has spoken at like one of our events live. He's came into like some of our inner circle calls, and he literally introduced me to Mark England, Anat, Marta. He's been
Mm.
one of the biggest like role models, and like a key player that we definitely have had some energetic, past life, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know what to call it sometimes, but there's like some souls that you connect with, that there's something there, you know.
Mhm.
uh, and like even people that I connect deeply in the communities, like there's some people that like I like deeply love, and like I'm like, we've done this before, we've sat in medicine circles at some place. Anyways, and so yeah, fast forward um, a couple of years of me diving deep into my plant medicine journey, all the lessons, all the people that I met, and I got to a really good place of life where I'm like, shit, like I got me, like
Mm.
like I got me, like I got money's not a problem, I'm not a problem, nothing's a problem, I got me. I was in a very empowered state where I was like, what's it for humanity? And so I started having conversations of a different state of consciousness, a different frequency. Um, and it was when I went to visit Mama Marta where it showed me my entire life. It like put all the years of working with different plant medicines. It like took me to like the peak of it, the peak experience where like gradually, like the way it worked for me was like it started with the 3D world, things about business, things about the dismantle, all the way down till like I traveled to mm, all of my life's challenges and the beautiful gifts I've gotten, to how I die. Like literally the work I'm doing now, I've seen. It's it like it looks different, but the vision's the same, you know. And it's way cooler than I have even imagined. Could I have imagined it? So it's like it even gives you more trust to allow and surrender even more. The evidence is there, and so yeah, there's like pivotal moments, like when I got married to my wife. Those are matters of the heart, and so like I told you, my heart is my superpower. I have a good connection to it. I said I'm gonna go all in on the heart. I'm gonna get married, and at the same time, I'm gonna quit the projects. I actually like ran a business with my buddy Mike Bledsoe. We went from being his mentor to like being his like right hand man in like healing the fitness space. It was beautiful. So many little like hero's journeys, to reflect on. But anyways, I went all in and said I'm going to serve plant medicine full time. Like I want to focus on that, and I'm going to get married, and everything that my heart desires, I'm going to do going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And and that led to, all right, I'm gonna do this service of plant medicine. One, I'm in the right place because I'm following my heart, so I got to lead by example. Number two is like what worked for me. What got me the results that I got, that
Mm-hmm.
to the point where I want to get people that moment where like, oh, I fucking got me. Like money doesn't, it's not a factor. Relationships are not a factor. My parents are not a factor. My background's not a, nothing's a factor,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm divine, and anything is possible. And rise to that frequency. Like that's what I want to show people. It's like what got me here, right? And it's like, all right, well, I had the right people. I told you the story. I had the right people, the right education. So I just put that together. One of those things was I journeyed with a bunch of friends, and this journey's made us closer. Mike Bledsoe, I've had the countless of things we've shared together. So my closest friends are people who I am in ceremony with, and because that's the real us.
Mm-hmm.
That frequency brings out, and it's super cool to watch people come online and meet parts of themselves they never seen before. Super cool. Like
Yeah.
it's when people like watching people come online, watching people let go of shit's even more fun. I love having people having a good purge. Teaching people how to purge, how to manage their energy.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I was like, yeah, putting friends together, super powerful. Um, Going to places where it's sacred and the real thing. It's not a show. It's not a retreat center they rent. We go to people's homes.
Mm-hmm.
We go to families. Like we go to people that have been doing it for a long before it was cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people that like um yeah. And so having the right talks around plant medicine, right? Because plant medicine is gonna just like so the way like most traditional psychedelics, the way they work, we have our default mode network where our patterns, our ego lives. So it disrupts all of that. It can hinder it to like completely shut it off. I've had people like become a whole different individual. They like lose everything. They're just gone for the whole journey, and they're like a whole different like human. They've never like you're not even talking to them. You just have to let them have the experience and give them a safe place to experience that. For a full ego death, they're super fun to watch because if guided correctly and supported correctly, it's like it can be one of the most heartfelt, expansive experiences that people can have. Guiding that energy towards love. But anyways, um, so yeah, having the right education, the right community, because I was doing it with a community of people like Mark England, Anat, Mike Bledsoe, like all those people. There's a bunch more that we were all just buddies, and we were having these experiences together. We were all coaches, so we were all teachers. So there was a bunch of teachers around.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this spaces were super safe, and most of them were led by women. My teachers are women. My singing coach, my peyote guide, my ayahuasca people, the lady coming to Changa, the lady who taking for ayahuasca for Anaheim, like all women. Um, Mother Earth is sending these plants through their daughters. There's a lot of men do a great job too, but there's a lot of damage that men have also caused in this space that women are not causing in that manner. And that, but plant medicine is just a reflection of what's happening in human consciousness. Is men are hurting, men are passing hurt, and so yeah, Pachamama is sending now her allies to teach us to see things differently, to have a different vibration, to have a different understanding. So they're just teachers, and so this is what people don't understand. Like when people have this medicine, it's like, holy crap, I didn't think it was this. It's like, no, you thought what everybody lied to you to keep you submissive, to keep you in fear, to keep you obedient. And so, yeah, this breaks you from all of that. It's very healing. I've had experiences where like I'm tripping out on on systems of money, and like I'm seeing how much people get screwed up because of money, like debt. Like the fucking world's a debt.
Mhm.
To who? We made it all up. It's all fake, and yet so real. Because it does create things in the physical manifestation. So you got to learn both.
Mhm.
And so, anyways, yeah, that's what I've created for people. With my experience, and guess what? It works. It really works. Um, there's people hearing Mazunte that was with Colombia a week ago that I was at a weekend in between that and an intensive before that. And I know a lot about their lives, and we can share the safe containers, have fun, enjoy, and do it together. Because we're not meant to be alone.
Mhm.
And yeah, like walking the path to enlightenment, um, sometimes in style, sometimes in like little hippity places like Mazunte. All of it is welcome. Whatever helps us remove the blockages, whatever helps us step into our power, whatever puts us in our hearts and allows us to take brave action into the things that are scary. Because when we are in fear, like really what we're doing, like we're feeding our ego, we're feeding low frequencies. But we're in love, we're feeding the highest self. And when we're feeding the highest self, we live in a whole different reality. Anything's possible, everything's achievable. Mistakes, anything that goes wrong are lessons. Everything's working with us, not against us. And in this frequency, like to truly embody it, moves the world, has moved my life. Like we're really bad at predicting time, but it's
Mhm.
moved my life in crazy ways that and literally happens like overnight.
Yeah.
You just gotta let go. And so that's what it is. It's and so how do we let go? Like what's my process that I've come to? Uh, you let go by letting go. It gives you access to the soul. So we follow the soul. So remembering what the soul and the soul speaks in the heart. So getting people back to their heart. That's like the number one mission. Another thing that's out of balance is the masculine, the feminine. Our women, my wife doesn't feel safe to walk down the street if it's like late at night.
Mhm.
That's not okay. Um, that's a frequency where, as humans, we're living where women don't feel safe. And if our women don't feel safe, it's taken out like in a personal level, like they can orgasm. The women doesn't feel safe. Women can orgasm. Same as men. If there's no safety, men's a little different. But
Mhm.
so we're hurting our women, like, and women are the ones that teach us pleasure and joy, and and that's all that men want to experience with women. But we hurt you to get that. It's like it's backwards. It's like when a woman's in her joy and like in true essence of fun, like the room is fucking lit. Things are flowing, like everything's perfect. When a woman's angry,
Let me tell you.
right? And so it's like imagine in a world where like everybody just knew that women were queens
Mm.
and that there's just pure reverence because you guys create our life
Mm.
and that you guys led and we supported in that. It's backwards of what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think there's a disbalance there. And so this sounds there. Part of the journey is remembrance of the soul, and I think that'll naturally get us there. Well, how do we do that? Is we're right now at the stage where we're at. The game plan is we got to protect our women. Um, the game plan with that is, well, how do we do that? We get men back into their hearts. So that's what I do. I do as best I can to be a conscious man. Um, I'm still a man. I still experience what all men experience. I still have the same thoughts that all men have. But it's like learning my path to walk it from the heart, still have my men experience from the heart, right? It's possible. And learning along the way. Um, and so, yeah, remembers of the soul, here to protect the divine feminine and helping men get back to their hearts. That's where I've gotten so far. That's what my soul has remembered to this point. I'm
Mhm.
sure there's more to uncover. How that manifests for me in the 3D world, I take people to Colombia. Well, one, we build community. We need that foundation because then the work becomes easy. It's like when people say, like, if you have one kid, it's a lot of work, but you have like three of them, they just kind of chaperone each other. Kind of like that. And so it's not led by me, it's led by all of us. And it's not Danny Morel's thing. He's just a conduit. We're all the same, right? He just has the bigger balls, and yeah, he has a lot of kids. That's how I figured that out. It all connects, we sometimes like over spiritualize things, but it's so simple.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, and so yeah, uh, so we have the community, we have the movement, um, we have the people. Like Mama Marta is been serving for 75. I mean, she's 75 years old, been serving it for 50 years. Her retreat center is 25 years old, and she has another house, but she spends most of her time there. She likes being there because she always has people there. And yeah, she's great because she is like Mother's Earth energy embodied in human form. She's super simple. Like her retreats, like there's no fucking show. She plays the harmonica here and there. I bring a speaker if I feel like it, and that's about all the show we put. But you get to sit with yourself in nature with medicine, and you get to learn. You get to clear energy. You get to dance. You get to have joy. You get to connect with your ancestors. You get to learn. You get to unlearn. Um, yeah, you get to have really mystical experiences. You get to see parts of you that you've never seen before. In a very like it's all women there. The her and her daughters like run the show. So for most people, if they haven't done work around mom or dad, um, like yeah, when we don't come to terms with our creators, it's really difficult to create in life. And so that place, and we start with mom because we come from mom. And
Mhm.
so that place is very feminine, like very mother energy, like it's very healing when it comes down to mom over there. And that starts unlocking a lot more. And but they work with the yahe, which is ayahuasca. This is the same brew, different culture. They cook it longer, a little bit more um, five DMT, five MEO DMT. I don't know which one you say first, but it's a little bit heavier on that than regular ayahuasca, so a little bit more potent. Um, but yeah, it's just a beautiful garden. You just hang out in different trees, different journeys. It's super fun, especially because it's just our community. Like there's no outside people that are strangers. Sometimes you go to like like there's other bigger retreat centers that you go to. I've never been to them. Thank goodness my soul never took me there. But they do like sometimes rooms 30 to 60 people for ayahuasca, and they say it works, but it's people from all walks of life. Like I know for a fact that people in our retreats have at least gone to an awaken. So
Yeah.
they've experienced higher vibrations. They've already cleared some stuff. Some of our folks, we have some folks that keep going back like every other retreat, because they're getting so many benefits from it. And but once you like drop in there, it's a beautiful portal, and so that's what we do. We also do like ceremonies around the awakens. Where those are curated for our members only, super fun. Like it's like sixth grade camp, but cooler. Those are just like what I try to do for those is curate different medicines, different experiences that are still very powerful. But what I see the best results is going to Colombia because it's like back to back. It's a portal. It's a proven portal. It works really well. And when we're doing them before awakens, we're like renting retreat centers. It's not the best. It's really
Mhm.
great still, but I'm all for the best and the better. So really for me, it's like, hey, like trust me, check this out. Like here's a place that we're gonna go deep. Like don't get me wrong, but there's more. And when people start seeing like how fun it is, how safe it is, how beautiful it is, how similar to life it is, it's just shown differently to you. They start, okay, I'm open to Colombia, right? And I could tell them like there's more understanding, there's more context to speak on because in the other way they have no context. It's all conditioning. So it's and so cannabis is a very friendly plant to start working with. Like that thing's becoming legal in many places of the world. Mama Pachamama is winning, baby. Her like those are like little plants that grow quickly, the fast effects, in and out fast, and people can gain a lot from it. And so we introduce it to our community because they can do it safely, legally in most places of the world, or decriminalized. And so that's like a really good introduction for people. And it's that, and then I'm trying to bring in more people online. This woman here that we just worked with, Peyote, she's amazing. Like like everything in her life is a prayer. Like literally everything's a prayer. It's so beautiful. Like she her approach to life. She lives so simply, just out here in the mountains, and we just sit very simply with a fire, medicine. Like the best results I ever get is when it's simple. It's
Yeah.
like it's like it's yeah, the bougie stuff is nice, but it's like no, we're there to strip our ego. A lot of people in our community sometimes struggle going to Colombia because like there's no hot running water. The beds are not like super comfy. Like it's like if you were an indigenous person, that's how you would live. Like it's still very doable. I've gone there many times and I enjoy it, you know, but it's done on purpose. Like they can fix it. Mom Martha makes good money. She charges well for her work. And but it's not about that. It's about like really getting back to your essence of who you are. And a lot of times this material world, the mask that we put on strips us from who we truly are. And so with the medicine, with the energy, it really gets us back to our hearts, back to our essence. And that's a very long question answer for that question about
It's okay.
how I do and how I came to it. But anyways, that's that.
Yeah, I love it. I love how this conversation is flowing. And I'm realizing that I have some questions here, and you're just answering all of the questions, and I'm just letting you talk. That's it. You're just doing the work.
Well, I'm teaching a certification for some of our folks who have gone through the community. Essentially, we're teaching them what it's called the Morel method.
Yeah.
What's our method? We're packaging it up, teaching people how we do it, and like one of those things, and something that I'm learning from Danny, and learning to remember this. Like it's about speaking. Our peyote teacher Vanessa, she calls it tu voz florida, your beautiful, your flowered voice, like a beautiful way of speaking and having reverence of how you speak. I see Danny go on stage and captivate people with his voice.
Hmm.
And so one of the homework assignments that we did for the certification is we did one photo for every 7 years of your life up to now. And that's all you're allowed to have, one photo. And now you're going to tell us about those 7 years of your life with one photo, and let go of thinking. Just blah, let the heart speak. Let open up the heart, the throat chakra. Allow you to be a channel, right? And so, yeah, that's a little bit of the journey that, because this is the first time I'm like packaging it up and teaching it to others. I'm really teaching it to myself better. So for me, it's like I'm connecting. For years now, I've been understanding the power of words, and I think and what that creates. And you've been to Mark England's calls, so you can go. You have a deeper understanding of it, but there's layers to it. Now it's like, all right, now that I understand what language is creating and what abracadabra really means, like what if I now integrate this thing that Vanessa's teaching me about speaking beautifully, and what I integrate, like watching somebody like Danny Morel tell beautiful stories, like. And so my soul is just guiding me to all these teachers to learn from. And yeah, it's been great. It's been super cool to like unlock my voice and tell my story and take space and not have shame of my life. And because there's a lot of times people like it's what happens is it's like, this is who I am. What you're interviewing and might as well go all in, right? And tell you the full story, then play small and be in fear, because like we're I'm declaring that we're not here to feed any more of the low frequency vibrations. We're not. Like I'm done with it. Like when I'm helping people in the plant medicine space, it's like, all right, we're gonna release it,
Yeah.
but like no more feeding it. Like feel it, release it. All right, like enough with the crying. You cried it enough. All right, let's sit back up. Let's get you moving forward. And so, anyways, amiga, what other questions you got?
Yeah, love it, love it, love it. Um, I love the changing of perspective that you were talking about, and also, I also receive a lot of vision just by, meditating. I guess I'm open to energies. I'm very sensitive, and as you said before, like sometimes you also have to let go of the visions that you receive because it's going to unfold in your life like in a different way. So it's really interesting, like this letting go, letting go, letting go, also of the messages that you receive, right? Because it's never going to happen like exactly in the way that you thought it would happen. But yeah, anyways, another question that I have is that there are a lot of, plant medicine, a lot of different plant medicine. And sometimes you talk, about the fact that you can use some maybe for working a little bit with the masculine energy. Sometimes it works a little bit more with the feminine energy. Sometimes it's just, aligning your energies. So which plant would you suggest, people to use in which cases, for which, maybe practices? Like, how can they choose like the right plant?
Yeah, I would say to start by educating themselves. Um, there's a really good Netflix "How to Change Your Mind," I think it's called, that goes through the most classical psychedelics, but those are just a few, right?
Yeah,
Um, the project uh, I was really putting energy on before jumping in with Danny was called my plant medicine journey, where I would just interview people, and like, tell me about your plant medicine journey, because it's so personal. And so sometimes the right medicine will find you at the right time. And yeah, there's a bunch of different things and conditions, right? Like for example, if somebody's on SSRIs, they can safely work with gambo, but not with like mushrooms.
yeah,
um, or they still could, but the experience is off. It's altered because the receptors are cleared, and there's the process one can go through to have better results. And anyway, so it's a loaded question of like what's right for somebody. You know, it's like saying, "Hey, what's the right card for everybody?" It's like, oh, it depends your life, your lifestyle, your health. Like some of this stuff can cause harm to people. If I make a recommendation to somebody with um stomach staples to go drink ayahuasca and they purge, they can really hurt themselves. It can be dangerous for them. And so it's about understanding. So put yourself out there, read books, read stuff like that. Come to communities like ours where you can ask me questions directly and I can answer, like, well, tell me more about your life. What are you seeking? Why do you think that? Like, let me ask people questions, you know? For example, when I met Danny Morel, we never talked about cannabis. And I've known the power. I was a I'm a cannabis certified coach. I've been for years now. Like I've gone through journeys, I've led journeys, like worked with cannabis deeply. And then Danny came to find, he's like, Jen, my wife had a journey with cannabis, and and he's like, I had one, it was amazing. I'm like, oh yeah, you didn't know that about weed? Uh, he started with ayahuasca, so he's like ayahuasca, 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 you know. And now and so like there's a boom for ayahuasca, but we just had an amazing night. Like people's lives were like deeply transformed with peyote.
Mhm.
um, and it's such a different energy, such a different culture, such a different experience. And so um, yeah, I would say educate yourself, surround yourself with people that have been in that space, have walked the path within that space, that can better understand what's happening in your life to better give you direction. And so, what I will do, I'll talk about the plants I'm familiar with, and tell you a bit of like their properties. And we'll start with cannabis, right? Like, and how I perceive them, right? This is just, my perception of being around it, enjoying them myself, sharing them with others. So, uh, and remember that it's my plant medicine journey. So I do my best from seeing, a bunch of people go through this experiences, my own experiences, and give you like my best uh, uh, description of it. But what I may describe could be completely different for individuals because it's very personal, Like there's people that have had like psychosis with weed. I've never seen that. It's never happened to me. Like I don't know what that is, and so cannabis is a feminine plant. It's like you smoke it, and just like my good old lady does, she likes to chat to me. The mind gets uh, you start feeling very sensual. The body feels good, right? Like a very sensory plant. It gives you the munchies. Like food tastes good. Like a very you enjoy food more, right? Very feminine. When you combine it with other psychedelics, it like picks everything up. Like if you are on mushrooms, smoke weed, or like pick. So it does what the feminine does. It creates like more, right? It creates life. Um, I see it as a filter. Like cannabis gives you this filter to process your mind, process your thoughts within the feminine. It's one of those things like, oh my God, I'm feeling paranoid. It's like, no, you're paranoid is just showing you. Oh my God, it's doing this. Like, no, it's like, oh, I smoked weed, I fell asleep. It's like you were probably tired. you know, I see it as a filter, and what I love about cannabis, it's everywhere in the world. I've been to countries where I'll get my hand chopped off if I touch it or smoke it or buy it, and it gets offered to me. You know, and I'm like, not in your country, buddy. Uh, I go to my country to do illegal stuff. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm like for that stuff. And no, I'm kidding. And so that's like cannabis, right? And so a lot of people have like such a and where the plants like abused, it gets grown like it goes. It's a mirror of how we treat our women in many ways, right? But the most beautiful plant is like the one that you grow yourself, that you nurture yourself, that you feed it, that you give it your own soil, that you cook your vegetables, you give it that water, and you play music to it, like you would a woman, right? With love and cherish them, and like and then it gives you the best fucking weed, right? Same thing with the feminine. You give the feminine all of that, she gives all of that to you. And um, like I would love to start with that one because that one's accessible to everybody. It's you know, if you smoke it, it's a 1, 2, 3 hour thing, depending on how much you smoke. You can find it many places. Many places of the world is like, yeah, easy to find, easy to travel somewhere, have an experience, and all that fun stuff. And so I would say the next one from there is mushrooms. The mushrooms are the fruit of the mycelial network, so a network of an ecosystem, an organism that connects nutrients, networks within nature, and what comes up, the little mushrooms, is the fruit. And so the properties of mushrooms to me are, you know, I just look at what the plant does, right? Like I just described to you, cannabis is like this very feminine thing, and it's pretty relevant. Mushrooms, like, they connect ecosystems. So what I believe mushrooms do, they connect us within ourselves.
Mm.
So they connect us. But they're not necessarily purgers. They're not going to be the ones that clear energy. They can, like, your nervous system, but they're not the, like, what I consider the traditional purgers, like gambo, ayahuasca, um, like like those. And so a lot of it also is determined how somebody's guiding the room. That can be guided. But mushrooms are great because you can microdose them in a very safe way, and with an extended amount of time, you can get the same benefits of a big journey, especially with the right conversation. That's why my brother Austin's cohort with microdose and Go Entheos does such a good job, because he has the right conversations. People are working with the medicine. It's safe, and people don't have to travel. Like, they can do it like integrated with their everyday life, you know. And so that's like a really safe way to start. Like, you know, when it comes down to microdosing, you want to feel it but not be intoxicated from it. And so, yeah, you mess around with what works for you and build a relationship to the plant. But that plant helps you build a better relationship with yourself. You start approaching these things consciously. You start becoming more conscious. Like, the process itself is teaching you along the way. And you begin to walk your path with the plants, which is like Mother Earth's like antennas talking to us through. Those are the filters.
Mhm.
And so, really, that's what people got to understand. That's really what we're doing. Like, yeah, if you just have plant medicine one time, you just had an experience. You're not really walking the path with plant medicine. And it's just one path. Like, there's a yogic path. For them, it's just like more energy. And this was just different. Anyways, uh, so that's mushrooms. They're connectors. They and you know, although cannabis doesn't work through the endocannabinoid system, which we have receptors in all of our cells, um, mushrooms work uh, in the serotonin receptors. Psilocybin gets broken down through the liver, produces psilocin. Psilocin attaches to serotonin receptors, and so what happens there? Those receptors get so filled up that new brain connections start happening. So neurogenesis, and this happens with all psychedelics. Cannabis works differently, but it still feels a lot like a psychedelic. Um, and uh, and so, yeah, that's typically how it goes down with that. A lot more to say about that, but keeping it brief. So I have a very good relationship with that. Another animal medicine that I have really good, and you know, and mushrooms are not plant medicine. It's not a plant.
Mhm.
It's not animal medicine. It's a fungi. We just all throw it in one bucket, but it's a fungi. It's fungi medicine. It's a whole
Mhm.
different like organism, you know. Animal medicine is something like cambo. Cambo is a serum that comes from the Medusa bicolor frog, and it lives in the Amazon like basin by the rivers. And like, this frog lets you be held, super friendly with humans. They like touch the plant, releases the serum. They burn you, open it up, scratch the top layer of the skin, no blood or anything. They put it on there, activated with water, works with the lymphatic system. Has 40 plus active peptides. Peptides are the building blocks of proteins. They activate like little door keys. They open different things to happen within your body. The way I feel Kambo works is I believe it taps to some type of a reptilian brain part of you because it's very primal, very physical. It's not psychedelic. It's not psychoactive. It's very physical, very emotional. It can be, but the way you feel that one, if you apply it above the waist, and that's a lot of times where I work, it feels a little bit different below the waist, but above the waist, it typically scans you up. You feel pressure. All of a sudden, like, you feel the energy going down, and it'll get stuck somewhere, like in your throat. Sometimes because you have lymph nodes here, so sometimes you feel the energy there. Some of your heart, like it'll sit in your heart for a bit. You know, sometimes people will have releases. It might sit in your gut for a bit, and you might purge something out. It might sit in your legs, and your legs are shaking. Right? It'll scan you, and it'll do different things. It'll make you hot. It'll make you cold. I'll serve the same amount. Two people right next to each other for the same amount of time. They have a whole different experiences. It's a very intelligent medicine. It's a warrior medicine. It's what the natives in the Amazon do. They sit with gambo and they gives you. I forget. I got to look up the word. I keep forgetting it. It's like it gives you energy throughout your life. I've served with people that are like, I walked up these hills and I felt really strong. When I come from retreats from ayahuasca and I sit with a bunch of combo and my body's super clear and I go to jiu-jitsu, I'm like flowing, like never super flexible. Super cool how it feels. Inflammation goes down. Grateful inflammation. I put it on somebody who broke their arm and only had like extension about here. After combo, they could almost get full range. We didn't do anything but just moved energy, moved inflammation. And so that one's really moved to clear. Like you might even throw up, you might even poop yourself, and for days you might poop yourself a little bit. And so that one's really beautiful to clear. Really beautiful to get strong warrior medicine. Like it can make it makes you strong. It has a positive immune response for about 30 days, and it's one of those medicines that because it's an animal medicine, it's legal. I think all over the world. I haven't found a place it's not like you could buy it in the U.S. online. You know, and it can be a really good entry point for people who are in SSRIs that maybe they're scared to wing themselves off it. This medicine can actually help them clear the medicine, give them the benefits like the release, get them into the parasympathetic state, help them get back into their hearts without having to do something that affects their serotonin receptors that already are misfunctioning because they're altering how they normally work because of the medicine. That's what they do. They don't fix the problem; they mask the problem. And so Kambo is really good for that. Kambo is really good for autoimmune diseases. Kambo is really good for yeah, purging. Like sometimes, like if I've been traveling a lot, a little bit of Kambo moves a bunch of energy, feel much better. Yeah, it's one of those that gets you back to like rest and digest really well. And so, which a lot of people are like stressed out, Um, anyways, what else we got? Ayahuasca. I have a close relationship to Yahe. Yahe is seen more of a balance of masculine and feminine. We don't refer to Yahe as grandmother. It's grandmother and grandfather. It has, and we don't even say grandmother and grandfather. It's just like mom and dad, like masculine and feminine energy is how we describe it. And like yeah, that one is the feminine is the leaf, the chakruna. The masculine is the ayahuasca vine that we call yahe. And so the DMT, you can only smoke it. If you eat it, like there's so many plants that have DMT that we can't eat. We have to smoke. We have to extract the DMT for it to work. And so what somehow the indigenous people found out, like, hey, if you brew this vine, and they say they learned it from the jungle, right? The jungle, because the real healers, the real medicine is the elements: earth, water, wind, fire. Like we can heal ourselves just using those, and we can talk more about those too. But then might be here all day. Uh, but anyways, ayahuasca. What the mask? So the ayahuasca vine has the MAO inhibitors that allow the DMT to be absorbed through the stomach lining. So it has a mechanism so it allows the DMT to be absorbed. And so it kind of gives a structure to the feminine that gives you the journeys, right? The connection to the divine is the feminine. Through the feminine, we were able to connect to that plant. So the vine allows the absorption, and the vine, like the way it grows, right? You think about it, and I think about it like the underworld, like the darkness, right? And I think the leaf grows up in the sky is more like the light. And so I really feel like ayahuasca does is such a like powerful like spirits from above and below that it expands, where in mushrooms it connects you. And so, and yeah, there's so many different traditions around ayahuasca all around the world. People that are like making it their own. You know, my buddy works with this German guy in LA that pretty much creates a concert around it, and he's like, dude, it's like it's so different than Mama, but it's so like as good but different. Like that's all I can say, you know. And so yeah, it's really about like finding that medicine that calls you, finding the your tribe, and but I would say those are like the top ones that people can start getting with. But there's so much more. There's like rape. There's like work with tobacco sacredly, like learning how to pray with tobacco. And I would say if people want to go even simpler, start working with the elements. And it's as simple as like, all right, I'm going to work with air. I'm going to sit down and feel the air. That's all I'm going to do. That's working with the elements. I'm going to put a fire and I'm going to give it blessings. I'm going to pour some honey on it. I'm going to put some seeds on that fire. I'm going to give that fire some tobacco. I'm going to thank it for helping my ancestors. I'm going to give it a prayer. Like work with fire in that way, right? Earth, get some honey, get some mud, add some water, scrub it. Scrub it in your body. Connect with Mother Earth, right? Intentionally talk to it. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you. Give it yourself blessings. Like that's medicinal. This is all that I'm describing. We did our peyote ceremony. We close it up on the next day. Then we get a water that's been boiling in roses and water and whatnot. And we look at the water, use it as a mirror, and only speak affirmative. So if I want to say, hey, I want to love myself in the future, you say, thank you for loving myself fully. That's all you can say because water takes a shape. So everybody comes and gives it all this blessing, and then we fill ourselves with mud. And a few of us get to enjoy being naked, like how we were come to this earth. So we get naked with Mother Earth again. It's a very rebirthing, like shedding off the old skin, right? We're sitting in front of the fire, like all the elements. We're filling the air. We're blowing horns, like we're connecting with the elements. It's so beautiful connecting with a group of people in this way. No, no, the medicine is the elements. And then we bathe with the floor water, taking away all the load, all the connecting with the elements. And at the end, you feel like bliss. You feel relaxed. You feel nurtured. You feel held. You know, and this is what a lot of experiences do. And so, um, we talk about plant medicine, but like I've taken psychedelics at a concert, and it's a great time. It's not about the psychedelics. It's about living life with honor. It's living life with reverence. Living life as life is sacred, because life will mirror that back to you. And so that's more what it is about. And so you could take anything and make anything sacred. And so what it is intention. And so that would be my answer to that. It's don't think about what's the right plant medicine. Think about like, do you want to be connected to Mother Earth? There's a great ally that's teaching us directly. Do you yeah, like I would say if that's like think of it that way. Like everything they told you about it's not what it is. What I've explained to you is what my experience has been. I can only speak from my experience. Like the medicine has taught me that I'm divine. I'm connected to Mother Earth. It has taught me to be better men to women. And I'm still learning. Right? It has taught me to be a better son. It has taught me to be a better businessman. It has taught me to be in my heart. It has literally put me in my heart. My first mushroom connection, just like connect me to that. So, um, if I would say, if you are truly interested, um, just start taking the path. Roll up a joint, put some good music, smoke that thing, take 3 puffs, make sure you inhale it, and find out for yourself. Yeah,
Mm. Yeah, it's something that everybody needs to experience themselves. That's for sure. So
yeah, it's personal.
yeah, I experienced a few plants, but you gave me, yeah, so much ideas. I have to experience more. convoy is really something that I want to experience next for inflammation also. So I think
Mm.
it's going to be great for me. Yeah, experience a little bit with cannabis and MDMA, and I have some San Pedro
Oh
plant in
yeah,
my
yeah,
yard. So, but it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet.
got
And yeah,
it.
thank you very much for
Yeah, the
your
plants are
time.
calling you.
I think you just answered everything. I'm really grateful for everything that you shared. Um, yeah, so many things, so useful for me and also for everybody that's going to listen to the podcast. And the founder of Entios was also on the podcast, so he also shared about microdosing, a little bit more about mushrooms. So yeah, I'm really grateful to do, those interviews, and this is why I'm doing it. Also, like you, like just family, just hanging out with great people and having fun. So yeah, thank you very much. I don't know if you want to close a little bit,
I mean,
this.
yeah, you asked a few questions like, how, how do I, what's the right plant medicine? Like, all this stuff, like, where do we get started? Like, if you're looking for community,
Mm,
check, come hang out, come to an Awaken event. We have also this like 1 day, like not even 1 day events now. We're shorting up to like 3, 4 hours to make it more potent and powerful. Call Heal. Come hang out
mm,
with us. And one of these weekends is one coming up in March 7th, and come do some breath work with us. Come talk about life in different ways. Come experience new things. Come get free. Like I've done it. I'm seeing my people do it. I'm seeing people like yourself like step into life gracefully, healing, honoring yourself, and like literally creating things in your physical life that weren't there before. I
mm,
get to watch it from the outside. And so I'm doing it. You're doing it. You can do it too, whoever's listening to this.
mhm,
You just got to believe that you can. And you got to let yourself be free. And so to do that, you got to believe that you can. And we can we can show you how we did it, and
mhm,
you have the opportunity to do it yourself. And it's really becomes a beautiful life worth living, a really conscious and intentional life that is meaningful, that is prosperous, and it's prosperous. When I mean prosperous, it has nothing to do with money or material things. It's able to, like, just being alive is the gift, and sometimes we forget. And so yeah, it's about remembering, letting go of the things that are not ours, and really allowing our truest, authentic reflection of our soul come to fruition in this 3D world, because we're divine and we can. I'm experiencing it. I see others experience it, and I rather have these conversations than the bullshit that people have been feeding us. Um, and so that's that. Yeah, check out DannyMorel.com for all of the stuff. I love supporting our community. If you want to chat with me directly, Daniel.Rios.Romero on Instagram. But just come to an Awaken. Like, people reach out to me like, "Hey, can I do plant medicine with you?" Is like, go to an Awaken. Like, it's
and
like,
then we talk.
yeah, because it's like we get our clients so much better results. Like, who's the best person to go with? It's like come kick it with us. It's like we're having fun doing it. We're enjoying it. We're getting true results, and people's lives are better. You just
Yeah,
have to
that's
allow it. And sometimes that's the resistance that, and it's not even about us. It's like people got to believe that life is beautiful, and that doesn't mean that we ignore the darkness of life. We just have a different approach to it.
hmm yeah. For me, one of the biggest realization is that we can have it all, and it's real. Like I'm really experiencing like new things in my life, like better relationships. Um, I did attract a man in my life that is beautiful, and I had so many, toxic relationship in the past. And yeah, it's been a journey, but I do feel that if you want to, join us in this community, it's really going to help you go faster. because you can see like people sharing, and it really gives you this certainty that this is possible for you. So it really helps you
100%.
believe even more.
100%. No,
Yeah,
and
we'll
I've
hang
been
out
there.
with you
Been
there.
there. I've lived my life with a lot of pain and those lower frequencies, and I still accomplished a lot of beautiful things. But when you create things from that energy, it's hard to enjoy things that you created from a place of anger or fear. It's hard to enjoy it. But when you create from joy and love, it's much easier to enjoy the things that you create because life will mirror that back to you. You know. So, anyways,
Yeah, in
uh,
mine, it's a little bit different because I started like very young, and I feel that I cannot create with fear. Like it just blocks everything. So if I do
yeah.
something, it has to come, in this, heart center space. So yeah, it's great. Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
Thank you
Well,
for
thank you
everything.
so much.
Thank you. So yeah, we'll see you on another episode of the podcast, and thank you for being here. And yeah, just join us, during Heal and Awaken, and we will see you soon, guys. Thank you very much.
Mhm.